Hello everyone, my name is Stephen Parker and this is another episode of Heritage Explorers exploring our forgotten heritage. And today we're at Knob End in Little Hever, that's part of Bolton. And over the years many people have asked me, where did your enthusiasm and interest in the canals come from? And what I'll say is, it kind of started right here, which is amazing, isn't it? To cut a long story short, go back to 1984, I would have been 14, and I used to go out with Bolton Group at Ramblers Association up and down the country exploring not only canals but having these walks. Anyway, in the local newspaper, which would have been Bolton Evening News, I saw an advert, and the Crawler Valley Warden Service that were based at Rock Hall at Moses Gate Country Park in Bolton were doing like a footpath discovery walk. So it kind of got me interested and I thought I quite fancy that. So you can imagine I came on walk, met by Warden, there were a few of us, we had a walk. And I always remember, like we kind of come along this footpath through all this woodland and the river were outside of us. Anyway, we got to this clearing and like the trees had gone and literally I was looking at this and I always remember I stopped in my tracks and I was in absolute awe. Because up to this point, you know, like obviously I'd heard of the canal, but I'd never really kind of got up close and personal with it, you know what I mean? And I immediately fell in love with it. And I remember stood there and I was kind of stood to a spot and thinking, wow, what is that? And straight away, that was it, you know what I mean? It kind of got me for the rest of my life, you know what I mean? Because I remember looking at stonework and I thought, wow. And then you can see behind me, you've got the bottom lock of the Knob End flight of locks, you know what I mean? And I looked at them and I thought that is incredible, because you think this canal was opened in 1796, and before that obviously it was pack horse, what do you mean, like all the sort of stuff was moved on pack horses, but canal come anyway in 1796, and sadly for this canal obviously it burst in July 1936, hence the locks were dry. But you know, I always remember that was a kind of defining moment of me not only stumbling across the Manchester-Bolton Canal, but that were kind of like lighting the touch paper of my interest in it. You know, and it was a year after that, in 1985, that my parents moved to Little Hever in Bolton on Catterick Drive on the racecourse estate, if anyone knows this area. And that was perfect then, because it was literally a couple of streets from canal. So I always remember, I think I got it from a second-hand shop, but I got an old Manchester A to Z street atlas, which it was pence, you know what I mean, but it was an old one. And in that book it showed the route of the old canal, even where it filled in and sold off. So that gave me, it was like giving me the ammunition I need to go exploring it, you know what I mean? And I was walking along it, I was going on my old Sturmy Archer, roads down towpath with cobbles, bloody saddle as well. At the end of the day, talk about bummache, you know what I mean? It used to be bloody hurting. But that's kind of enough of that, and hopefully it kind of gives you a flavour where my interest at canal come from, you know. And anyway, hopefully you're enjoying these series of videos, you know what I mean, because I just do a taster, give you a flavour what it's all about, you know what I mean. I could talk all day, you know what I mean, I could, you know, I probably could spend half an hour talking about a mooring ring, but you'll probably switch off, have a cup of tea and go put Juliet Bravo on, you know what I mean. So anyway, enough of that. My jokes are awful as well, but man, you'll bear with me. So at that, I'd like to say thank you for watching these episodes. I do appreciate all your support, you know what I mean, and you never know, I might bump into you on towpath. Please say hello, you know what I mean, and I'll shake your hand and I'll take you on a guided walk. How's that? Can't say anything better, can I? Have a good one.